at this point of the stage, right?
Yeah.
Everybody now has an identity,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
We know what you're going to do. We have now 12 weeks of footage of what you do, what you like, what you don't like. Basically, everyone's kryptonite. All of that is out there.
Mhm.
And the teams that are now going to make this run, which is what Kellen Moore did for you guys last year, are the ones that make adjustments. The ones that are able to overcome, like self-diagnose their own issues and overcome it so that it doesn't become a crippling effect later in the season. I don't see anyone on Sirianni's staff, Patullo or himself,
Yeah.
that's going to do that.
Yeah.
So now I think that everybody knows what you guys are going to do, and you guys are stuck because you're not going to do anything outside of that. So I feel right now that any good team
Yeah.
that's studying you guys that has a semblance of a top 10 defense,
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
think they're going to get the better of the Eagles.
All right. All right, Lise. Hey, great week 12 last week. We jumping into week 13. This is Thanksgiving week. We got a lot of jam-packed games coming up on Thursday, man. This first game, jumping in, you got the Green Bay Packers against the Detroit Lions. This is Green Bay is 7-3-1. Detroit 7-4. Both of these teams coming off a win, and both of them need wins to continue to keep pace in the NFC. I mean, you guys are up there. You got the Eagles up there. You got a lot of these teams, that 9-2, 8-3, 7-4 around in that area. Packers 7-3. In this game, I think I'm gonna go with the Lions in this game. I wanna say Packers, but I think the Lions are at home. Their crowd's gonna be crazy. It's Thanksgiving. Yeah, I'm going with the Lions in this one.
Yeah, I mean, we get into a point now, Links, where you're starting to see a lot of these teams. They're starting to look more evenly matched. The Lions, they have a chink in the armor. Packers the same way. We thought both of these teams were a lot stronger than what they've been representing themselves as the past couple of weeks. The Lions, they struggle against the Giants. They struggled against the Giants last week. I don't have a lot of faith in them to continue to pull out games like that against stronger teams. And not that the Packers are that great, but they're better than the Giants. So I'm gonna roll the dice here. I'm gonna go with the Packers.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Yeah. It's gonna be good, man. This next game right here, man, we got the Kansas City Chiefs, another must win against the Cowboys. Cowboys coming off a big win against my Eagles, and they're gonna be at home again. They're 5-5, and the base in Cowboys is swelling. They excited, man. They going to the Super Bowl. They doing everything right now. But the Kansas City Chiefs are desperate, and I think you had mentioned this before. When they're desperate, they kind of go do a little different than what they normally do to win these games. It's going to be a close game, but I can't pick against Patrick Mahomes. So I'm going with the Kansas City Chiefs in this game.
Yeah, well, I mean, we on opposite ends again. I'm gonna go with the Cowboys. I see something. It looks a little bit different. I think they're riding an emotional tidal wave right now after the situation with the teammate that had the unfortunate incident a couple of weeks ago.
Yep.
Dak is playing outside of himself. You got two stellar wide receivers. CD Lamb could start catching the ball more consistently, then they're gonna be real trouble. I'm gonna go with. I think they're gonna pull this one out. They're gonna beat the Chiefs. I'm gonna
Okay.
go with the Cowboys.
Yep. Yep. All right. The third game on Thanksgiving is the Cincinnati Bengals visiting Baltimore and the Ravens. The Bengals are going to have Joe Burrow back. Jamar Chase is also going to be back. But they still have that defense. The Ravens don't look that good on offense, not 100%. But you know what? I'm going with the upset special in this one. I'm going to go with Cincinnati. I'm going to go with Cincinnati in this game. I think Joe Burrow is going to bring some excitement back.
And they could be getting Icky Woods back. It don't matter. It don't matter. It don't matter at all.
No matter.
Yeah, Cincinnati's not winning this game. Not
Yeah.
at all. So I'm gonna go with the Ravens. Even though Ravens not playing good. It's another team. They right up there. They with the Packers. They seem to be playing below their standard. And I said this the other day. I think Lamar's hurt, but I think they got enough to pull this one out. Cincinnati ain't saying nothing. I'm going to go with the Ravens.
Gotcha. All right. Black Friday game, man. You got the Chicago Bears coming to Philly to play the Eagles. Both teams 8-3. The Bears took care of everyone in the NFC East. We took care of everyone in the NFC North. Now we face against each other,
Mhm.
both at 8-3. This is a pivotal game for both teams. More so, I think, for the Eagles after losing to the Cowboys. This is pivotal. And I'm kind of nervous. I'm kind of really nervous about this game because I don't know what to expect with Chicago, and they're playing some great ball right now, and they're winning these one-score games, and I'm kind of nervous with this game. So with that being said, I think this is going to be close. I think our defense is going to bail us out again. We're going to make just enough plays on offense. Still not going to look pretty, but our defense is going to bail us out again, and we find a way to win this game. So, obviously, I'm going to go with my Birds.
I mean, wasn't that obvious when we talked about your birds the last time? You said y'all were done. You said the birds were done. So
Yeah. I can't give up on them, man. I can't give
can't
up.
give up. Can't
Can't
give
give
up.
up.
Yeah. All right. It's a tough one for me. This is a tough one for me. Yeah, this is tough because the Bears they're finding ways to win, and it's when teams are sloppy, the Bears are capitalizing. The defense is opportunistic. I think they lead the league in takeaways, even with a depleted linebacker core. Right? I think they're missing 6 starters on defense, and the defense is still holding down the fort. Who's home? Are you guys home?
Yeah, Eagles home
Eagles are home, and that's a Friday night game too, right?
Friday night. Yeah,
Black
prime time.
Friday.
Black
All
Friday.
right, let me. Yeah, I stall in here. I'm gonna go with the Eagles. I think Eagles are pissed off. You know, they. I don't trust Sirianni, man.
Yeah.
I don't trust Sirianni. You know
Check
what?
this.
I'm going with the Bears. I'm
You
gonna
going
go
to
with the
bed?
Bears.
Yeah, check this
Yeah,
out. This is one thing that why I said,
yeah,
I'm kind of nervous, but I
yeah.
know we're not gonna make 14 penalties again. Those penalties kill us. The penalties really kill us. And like I say, the offense is gonna be the offense, but I think the penalties really kill us. They put us in a bad position, and I don't see us having 14 penalties again.
But that's not even the real reason why I'm concerned. The reason why I'm concerned, Links, is that at this point of the stage, right? Everybody now has an identity,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
We know what you're gonna do. We have now 12 weeks of footage of what you do, what you like, what you don't like, your tendencies. Basically, everyone's kryptonite. All of that is out there. And the teams that are now gonna make this run, which is what Kellen Moore did for you guys last year, are the ones that make adjustments. The ones that are able to overcome, self diagnose their own issues and overcome it so that it doesn't become a crippling effect late in the season. I don't see anyone on Sirianni's staff, Patulo or himself, that's going to do that. So now I think that everybody knows what you guys are going to do, and you guys are stuck because you're not going to do anything outside of that. So I feel right now that any good team that's studying you guys that has a semblance of a top 10 defense,
yeah,
I
yeah.
think they're going to get the better of the Eagles.
Yeah, yeah. This gonna be a good one. This definitely gonna be a good one for sure. All right. So we move to the Sunday games. We got your Rams 9-2, leading the NFC, looking good. Going into Carolina to play the Panthers at 6-6. This isn't a contest, man. I don't. Panthers can't stand up. Panthers is one of the more bottom tier NFC teams, and you guys are clicking on all cylinders at this point. And you look, really, what you're gonna do is just flex your muscles on these dudes, and that's what you're supposed to do. So yeah, I'm going with your Rams on this one. I just don't. The Panthers are going to be the Panthers. I just don't see them rising to that level. I don't think they're ready yet.
Yeah, I wouldn't call the Panthers bottom tier. They fighting for number one spot in the South. I'd say they're middling. They're in the middle of the pack.
Yeah.
And they're dangerous enough to shock anyone. I mean, but that being said, I'm not. I have a lot of faith that the Rams are going to pull this one out. They're going to win it, even though this is in Carolina. This is a Sunday game, one
Sunday
o'clock.
game.
We're going to be well rested. We should be able to pull this one out. It shouldn't be. They may make it a game because, like I said, they have the propensity to kind of shock you, to surprise you. But the Rams should win this one.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. All right, we got the 8-4 49ers visiting the Cleveland Browns. This is going to be Shador Sanders' second start for the season. 49ers defense, look, Salah's going to be bringing something. He got something for Shador. Even with all the injuries and stuff that 49ers have, they're still rolling, man. They're still looking good. Brock Purdy's back, and you got Kittle's there. So yeah, they're finding the right time to start getting healthy again. The Browns obviously have that defense, so that's going to be a tough one, but I don't think Shador got the magic right now for. Don't get me wrong. I think he's going to have a solid game, an okay game. I don't think it's going to be anything astronomical, but the 49ers are going to win this game, and the Browns not going to be able to stop Purdy. I think at this point. I mean, they're going to put some pressure on him, but I got faith in the 49ers in this one. I know you was going there, man.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. Browns.
Yeah, yeah.
They were not able to generate any pressure on Byron Young when I went back and looked at the tape. So they're having a hard time with the pass rush. If you give Shador some time and if you're not able to generate, some sort of pressure on him, and he's going to be able to pick you apart. And like I said, that defense I think they're gonna smother Brock Purdy. So yeah, I expect the Browns to pull this one out and win.
Okay, yeah, that's a good one. That's a good one. All right,
Mhm.
we got the surging Houston Texans at 6-5 against the Indianapolis Colts, coming off a tough loss to the Kansas City Chiefs. Boy, you know me, all season I have been on the Texans bandwagon. I have been a proponent of the Texans and D'Amico Ryans and that team. I don't think C.J. Stroud is going to be back though, but looks like Davis is the backup, right?
Yes.
Yeah. He's playing solid. The Texans have like the number one defense. They are up there when it comes to defense. And I think Jonathan Taylor gets shut down again a second week. I think he gets shut down a second week, and Daniel Jones is not going to be able to do the Texans are going to win this game, man. It's going to be a shock for people, but Texans are going to pull this one off.
I agree. I agree with you. I think that's good. That's exactly what's going to happen. I think this push. See, no one is going to get caught by surprise with Indy anymore. And I think everybody kind of knows what the mo is, what Indy's good at. Goes back to what I said a couple of minutes ago about the jury's out. Everybody has, we have all this data now on what you do, what your recipe for success is. And everything that they do is generated through Jonathan Taylor. Daniel Jones is still playing at a I would say an all pro level, but I don't think it's at a level where he can carry the team by himself. I think if they shut Jonathan Taylor down, then you have a good enough defense on the back end to be able to contain those wide receivers and keep Daniel Jones from stretching the field. So with that being said, the Texans they're one of the few teams that are able to do that because I think with everything that's been going on, offensive line problems, CJ Stroud, their starting quarterback going out, this has been one of the finest coaching jobs we've seen with D'Amico Ryans. I think he's been doing a fantastic job coaching this team and keeping this team above water and in the playoff hunt. And that defense is top three. So defensively and Davis Mills being able to right the ship and keep everything going in that northward trajectory, I think they're going to be able to pull this one out and have the upset over the Colts.
Yeah, yeah. That's gonna be that one is gonna be another good one.
Yep.
You got the New Orleans Saints 2-9 visiting the 4-7 Dolphins. Shoot, man, this one is like a throw up. Let me see. Look, man, this is just circumstance on this one.
Hmm.
I got to go with the Dolphins. I'm going to pick the Dolphins in this game because again, the Saints are just not there yet.
Yeah.
They're not there, and the Dolphins look like before they had their bye, they were on a 2-game winning streak, starting to put a couple things together. So yeah, and the Saints just not, Alvin Kamara is hurt. I don't know if he's gonna play. So yeah, they don't have any weapons. I'm going with the Dolphins.
Yeah, I'm going to go with the Dolphins too. The Saints are just that bad. They don't have anything going for them right now. Kamara's out. Shook is the leading rusher. With Kamara not there. Yeah, I'll go Dolphins.
Yeah. All right. We back. We back. We got the Atlanta Falcons traveling to New York to play the 2-9 Jets. I know my promise to myself, right?
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
my promise to myself is I will never ever pick the Falcons because the Falcons just let you down every week. But they playing the Jets, man. They playing the Jets, and the Jets, boy, the Jets, they in trouble.
Yeah.
But I'm not going against myself. I'm going with the Jets in this game, man. I'm going with the
Okay.
Jets. I'm sticking with the Jets. I can't pick the Falcons.
Okay. Okay. All right. Well, logic in this one says to pick the Falcons, right? So I'm going to pick the Falcons.
You going with the Falcons? All
Yeah,
right.
I'm going with the Falcons. Yeah.
Okay. All right, man. All right. This next game we got the Cardinals, Arizona Cardinals, 3-8. I'm visiting Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Baker Mayfield is not going to be playing, right?
No, I don't think so. He has a
Yeah,
sprained
he's
AC.
not gonna be playing. Who's their backup?
Their backup is Teddy Bridgewater.
Bridgewater. Boy, Bridgewater ain't playing years.
Well, no, he was out for one season, I think.
Yeah, because he was in high school and then came back. So yeah, Cardinals don't have anybody. The team is just. I don't even think the coach isn't going to be there. Nobody's going to be there. Yeah, it's just at this point. I think they've already packed it in. They don't have anything to fight for. So I'm going with the Buccaneers in this game.
Yeah, Buccaneers still fighting for that NFC South top spot. They still have a strong defense, a strong running game. I'm going to go with the Bucks.
Yeah, yeah. Next game we have the Jacksonville Jaguars, 7-4, traveling to Tennessee to play the Titans. And look, the Titans are just again another team that they've won one game. I think Cam is going to do a solid job. He's going to do what he's done, but they're just not equipped right now. And Jacksonville should win this game. I'm not going to say easily, but they should win this game. They're 7-4. They're in the hunt. They're in a playoff hunt. They're trying to make some things happen. So with that, I'm going with Jacksonville.
And this is the lousiest 7-4 team I've ever seen. Like I have to do a double take. 7. They won 7 games.
Yeah, it's surprising and shocking.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go with the Jaguars. I mean, Titans they vying for that top spot in the draft, but yeah, Jaguars are gonna stumble their way to a win in this one.
Yeah. Yeah. All right.
But I wouldn't be surprised.
I
I
look,
would not be surprised if
I,
the Titans win the game.
I was gonna throw that in there too.
You know what?
Yeah.
You know what? I'm going with the Titans.
You go with
I'm
the
going with
Titans.
the
Okay.
Titans.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
going
said
with
the
the
same
Titans.
thing. I wouldn't be
Yeah,
surprised. I
I wouldn't
really
be
wouldn't.
surprised.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I really wouldn't. All right. Sunday night games. I mean, not Sunday night. The 4 o'clock games. We got the first one, the Vikings heading to Seattle to play the Seahawks. Yeah. Things are going downhill really quickly for the Vikings. The quarterback situation is JJ McCarthy just needs more time. Justin Jefferson is probably pressuring him also to give him the ball. There's a lot going on in Minnesota right now. And the Seahawks, they came off a tough loss, and they gotta get themselves. But no, they did win. They won.
They won. They won.
They won.
They
Never
won.
mind. Yeah. So yeah, regardless, Seahawks are going to win this game. They want to stay stride in you guys' division, and they know you guys they trying to nip on you guys' heels. So yeah, I'm going with the Seahawks in this one.
So I don't think JJ is going to be playing this game. I don't know who the quarterback is going to be. I don't know who the quarterback is going to be for the Vikings. I need to look that up. But that's not even the story here. The story here is this is a revenge game for Darnold. Darnold going back, playing the Vikings. Vikings didn't want to pay him. You see how he's performing with the Seahawks. You see what's happening with the quarterback position with the Vikings. Darnold is going to come back and stick it to them. I think this is going to be a blowout.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
I think
a
Seattle's
good
going
one.
to blow them out.
That's a good point. I like that. Yeah. Definitely. All right. Next 4 o'clock game, we got the Raiders, Las Vegas Raiders, playing the Chargers. Raiders are 2-9, just fired Chip Kelly. So they have an interim OC.
You don't let nothing go. You don't let it slide. You don't let nothing.
No,
Every chance you get.
no. I got to talk about that. You know that. Every time I'm gonna bring that one up.
Mm-hmm.
it was warranted anyway. So yeah, I'm going with my guy Justin Herbert, man. I think they had a bye last week, right? They were on a bye. Yeah. So yeah, they coming back off the bye. They're fresh. Raiders, they got a new OC. They don't know what's going on. It's in a mess. So I'm going with the Chargers.
Yeah, I'm going Chargers as well. They're rested. Omarion Hampton is back off of
He is
IR.
back. Yes.
So yeah, I think Chargers going to come in there, handle business.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. This next one here, boy. All right, you got the Buffalo Bills 7-4 visiting the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Oof.
This one here is I gotta scratch my head on this one. Let me see. Josh Allen. I don't think old man is going to be back. Yeah, I think he is. I think he is gonna be back. I think he is going to be back. So, boy, this gonna be a duel. Believe it or not, this is going to be a duel. But I just don't know who the Bills are. I'm having a hard time trying to figure out who the Bills are. Um, if Aaron Rodgers is truly back, which I think he is going to be back, I think they beat. I think they win. They're at home. I think they beat Buffalo because Buffalo. I don't know. They just hadn't. I can't put my finger on it. And so, yeah, I'm going with Pittsburgh in this game.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, even if Aaron Rodgers is back, I don't think he's going to be nowhere near 100%. I understand the injury is not on his throwing arm; it's on his left, his non-throwing arm, but it's a fractured wrist, and it does impact his ability to take snaps on the center and handing off on the left side, right? Or sorry, the on his right.
Right. Yeah.
I I think with his age, with the injury, having to play through that, he's not going to be 100%. I would expect the Bills to be able to capitalize off of that and win, even with all the inconsistencies on their side.
Yeah.
I'll pick the Bills.
Gotcha. All right. Sunday night game. We got the Broncos 9-2 visiting the Washington Commanders 3-8. This one is easy for me. I'm going with the Broncos. It's not even it's a foregone conclusion. I don't even have to say anything about this one. I think. Hold on. No, Jaden Daniels is not going to be back. No. Yeah, Broncos.
Yep, same here. Broncos. No Jaden Daniels with the Commanders. Team is too old. Yeah, they need to revamp everything except him and inject some youth into that team. And right now, they don't have enough to be able to sustain any sort of a winning vibe with Daniels out. So I'm gonna go with the Broncos.
Yeah. All right. And the last game we got the Monday night game. We got the New York Giants traveling to New England to play the Patriots. And yeah, I don't think this is going to be just like a pushover game because the Giants, have been, they're not playing like a 2-win team. They are fighting and they are, and I think, a lot of that has to do with the youth on the team, and then also everybody's just bought in. I think a lot of these guys they still want to fight and they want to win, and I think it's going to be a close game. I think this one is going to be close. However, New England has been winning these one-score games, and they've been pulling them out. Mike Vrabel has these guys playing well. Drake May's playing well, and Trevion Henderson's running the ball, really good. And so it's going to be close, but New England Patriots are going to win the game.
Yeah, I'm gonna call the upset here. I'm gonna go with the Giants. I just think Jameis he's a wild card. He's a joker, right? So
Yeah.
anything could happen, and they don't care.
Yeah.
They don't care, right? So I'm gonna call an upset and go with the Giants on this one.
That would be a big one, man. That would be a really big one. So, yeah, man. So this week is gonna be good. Happy Thanksgiving to you.
Yep. Same to you.
Enjoy your family, man, and just take it easy, and we'll get back and wrap these games up next week, man.
All right, man. Have
All
a good
right,
one.
all right.
Safe.
Later.